Hey, welcome back, knife nerds and everyday care people. It's your boy, the Big Canucker here, and coming at you with another little tabletop review. Now, this is something here that I want to have a look at. It's been, I don't know if you want to call it near and dear to my heart, but man, I love putting an edge on things. It's so incredibly satisfying when I've taken something, a knife, a dull knife, and it'll cut time and space when I'm finished. And I love it. And when I first started early on in the everyday carry or the knife disease, I came across a lot of different sharpening techniques and products and stuff like that. And I just want to find things that were okay for me and stuff that would work really, really well. And I started off with some stones and then, a sharpening system. I got the Work Sharp belt drive system, which is really, I really like that for, some speed sharpening on some, a knife block and stuff like that. Sometimes you'll want something to sharpen your pocket knife, and sometimes you want something to sharpen some tools. And I was down in a little place called Pincher Creek, and there's a little farm store there, and they've got a great little kind of traditional knife section, and they've got some sharpening stuff. And so I ended up picking up a few of these little EZE-Lap diamond sharpening stones, and they were very inexpensive, and they seem like they did, a fairly decent job. So now you've actually got, from left to right, you've got coarse, medium, fine, and super fine. There is another one, which is an actual extra coarse that you can get. I happen to not get that one. Just these ones worked out really well for me. And like I said, they're inexpensive. They were around, $9 a piece or so. Now, I know that you can get... these are the grits: 150, 250, 400, 600, and 1200. Now, I know that you can get sets of them on Amazon for, I think there's a 5-piece set for $4 Canadian, and then I do believe there's a 4-piece set for $31. So I'm sure that if you've got the skill, that you can use it to, you can definitely use it to sharpen up your knife. And you know what, I have. And here's my Recon. Now, I love this mirror polished, perfect bevel on it. Same size all the way through the back. Unless you're a frickin' genius, you're not going to get that with these little things. I've tried, and I have sharpened some knives on it. I've taken some edges just to touch it up with this, but there's not a lot of room on there to run a blade through. So what you're going to mostly want to do with these things, I feel, is use them to touch up some of your, your tools, some of your edges where you're going to actually see. A lot of times when you're sharpening, you take the tool to the sharpening medium. Well, this particular case with these little EZE-Laps, I think you take the sharpening medium to the tool. And I've used it to sharpen up not only this Fisker's brush axe, or hookbill axe, a lot of people want to call that. I've also used it to touch up the edge on my steel, just my little camp hatchet. This particular one here, I'm not sure if you recognize that from early on videos. This edge here, I wanted to thin it out quite a bit, because this and this here, I want to actually use more for my whittling. Sometimes when you're trying to hog out a lot of material, say a spoon, you want to take away a lot of material. And this particular axe, and when I first got it, it had quite an obtuse edge on it, and I tried to hook into something and it would just bounce off. It was horrible. Like, it was a good little axe to maybe split kindling, but it was not a very good axe to put in your whittling kit. So that's the other reason why I wanted to grab this Fisker's brush axe, is something that's, I think, a little bit thinner, that will cut more along the lines of a big sharp knife rather than a split like an axe, if you catch my meaning. So I will be doing a review on this hook axe here one of these days, just not today. All right, so I ended up taking this edge here and starting off with just a set of diamond files, a round half moon diamond file, just to hog out some of the material on here. This edge was, it came to a nice apex, but it was more of a blunt apex. Like it really wouldn't cut your skin, but if you swung it hard enough, it would go through a tree branch, or it would actually, maybe it would break the skin, but it wasn't the type of sharp edge that would really cut the skin. So I brought the edge down a little bit with a diamond file, and from there I went with my hones. And of course I started with the coarse, and it's just a simple, you know, finding the edge and then just going all the way through like that. Or you can go this way, or even just work on a certain edge, and then I flipped it over, and then I would do that. And that just seems to be the way you'll want to work with these EZE-Lap diamond hones. They just don't seem to be the type, because normally what you'll want to do here is, oh my goodness, keep on reaching for the wrong drawer. You know, because you'll take it and you'll want to grab it and you'll want to bring it in. And there is enough. I mean, this is probably 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches. It's 3/4 of an inch wide, so it's not a huge surface. In a pinch, if all you had was these 4 things and you had your knife and you're out in an emergency situation, this would definitely be better than nothing. I mean, you could put a fairly sharp, usable, workable edge on any of your knives with these particular systems. You're just not going to get that nice polished mirror edge that's totally even all the way through. I imagine, I guess, if you practiced enough, I mean, and had enough skill, you could certainly do it. But if you're a beginner, you're not going to get that kind of edge with this EZE-Lap system. But still, definitely worth something to have. I mean, they have been, they are well put together. You can see the diamond is starting to wear just a little bit on here. It's fine, but the coarse is still very nice and coarse. It does take away quite a bit of metal. It doesn't load up enough, a lot. I'm taking this, and you know, I'm through the blade on this maybe a dozen times, and then I kind of wipe it off with a paper towel, and you can see that it is taking steel off. Now they are tapered here at the end, and I'm sure that there's a reason for that. I'm just not 100% sure what it is. I just simply carry these together so that way the diamonds aren't rubbing on each other, diamond sides, and then I just tuck them into my little cases here, and they're handy. They fit inside a backpack. They fit inside your pocket. They actually will go right inside my whittling. I might even throw these in my whittling bag, but they will sharpen your large tools. I'm sure that you could even, you know, do up put that final edge on, say, like a lawnmower blade. You'll want to use a way bigger file to start off with, because hogging a lot of metal with this, even the coarse or super coarse one, is going to take quite a bit of time. So using the big diamond file or a big regular file is going to get you most of the way, but this is really going to put your edge, I think, to your next level. Now, I'll grab a piece of paper here, and just to show you what this edge is like. Oh, so you can see she's right through the paper. It is, you know, kind of ragged, but this is a brush tool, and I will. Oh, you can feel here. If I had I might even decide to make myself a rounded strop, and I might decide to strop this edge a little bit, because I can feel a little bit of a burr on there still. But yeah, I think for the money, I think these diamond EZE-Laps are a good investment if you want to sharpen up some of your larger tools. If you want to use this to sharpen up your knives, especially, you know, your gentleman's carry knife, I think you could probably find a little bit better system than that. So that's just my kind of recommendations. Take it or leave it. I'm sure that there's somebody out there who this is all they have and they do a wonderful job with it. I'm just not one of those guys. All right. Thanks for stopping by. If you like what you saw, please give me the thumbs up and the subscribe. I appreciate it so much. Help me to spread my voice. Now remember, with what's going on out there, please everybody stay safe. Keep your stick on the ice, the shiny side up. This is the Big Canucker saying adios.